Pecha Kucha 208, Uesugi Kenshin Appreciation Week. So, this is the start of my 5th year having a YouTube channel with no content. Hooray! I've got stuff planned. I've had stuff planned for a long time, but since my PC died, I don't actually know what I can do technologically. I'll look into it, and then maybe one day there'll be actual videos. So what did I do this week? I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance because I'm on my PlayStation these days, trying to avoid using my awful crappy PC to do productive things. I very much enjoyed getting back to my comic book nerd roots. I still know an awful lot of silly Marvel trivia, I'm happy to announce. A couple of days into the week, I decided to try and force myself to sit down and actually do something on the computer, so I started drawing Ghost Rider. Sort of lunging towards the camera, but drawing the hands and the skull and stuff. It was more than I had the patience for, because at the end of the day, it was a bit of a issue trying to motivate myself. So I kind of toned it down, gave him a collar, put some fire on, and honestly, for the 10-15 minutes work it was, under duress, dare I say, quite happy with the results. I should be so lucky it happens this way every time. It does not, but yeah. I also was playing Samurai Warriors 4 Empires because, like I said, I'm just going through my PlayStation library now and seeing what that's all about. These games are so frivolous. I could work them into a daily routine, but that's just not how I roll. But what it made me do when I decided to come back to drawing more stuff is I started drawing Kenshin Uesugi, who is a difficult person to draw when you're not really motivated to do anything. So I was kind of just scribbling with like a bad ink brush because I was wanting to make a mess and then clean it up, put down a lot of black and then kind of erase it, turn it into shapes that look like peoples. But the thing about Kenshin Uesugi is he's a stoic, grim motherfucker, and I'm trying to capture that essence, but I don't really want to. I'm looking at reference on Google, but I'm not really looking at it. So it's like I'm trying to figure out his costume. He's got this kind of Buddhist monk samurai warrior thing going on at the same time. And in the end, I'm just like, let's just do something a little less, busy. So I do some kind of Hanya mask, grim-faced Japanese demon thing. There's no real plan here. I'm just trying to not get out of the chair and go back to playing Samurai Warriors, and then on Thursday I thought, let's add a bit of grey to these black and white images. I very much enjoy working in black and white, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult for the eye to process the information instantly, which is what you kind of want. I'm not sure. I feel like adding grey adds something and it takes something else away as well. So when I was back on Thursday, I decided to switch to a different brush. I was using the G pen with a ridiculous pressure sensitivity. So on the top right of the canvas, you can see how thin and how thick it can be with one stroke. Not clever. Not clever at all. But this is what I was doing. Same philosophy. Let's just go in, make a mess, and then start taking away some of that mess. So I always forget that the thing about art is you have to have enough faith to know that if you keep working on the same image, it will get somewhere. So I kept working on one of these images, detailing a bit more here and there, and just like on the nose there, you could see it was messier. Then I've cleaned it up. The nostrils are now the same size. Hooray! And I'm cross-hatching with a brush with a sensitivity that is very unreasonable. So I'm practicing the creation of form and also the actual muscle mastery of using this thing on my Cintiq without sodding it up. I think adding grey helps with these black and white images, especially for like the cloth of his monk headdress thing, whatever it is, just to help make sense of some of the random line work I'm doing. And in this one, I've kind of beefed up his chin a bit. I'm not sure if that was a good idea or not. But like I said, Uesugi Kenshin is a manly man. And manly men have big bloody chins, right? Just ask Lubu. All of this is the Koei Tecmo Omega Force school of thought, because, I know these people from Dynasty Warriors games, even though they are they're historical people to some extent. So, while I was working on this one, I was flipping the image, and I feel like it looks as good both ways, which tells me that it's better than it was before I started taking it a bit more seriously. Kenshin Uesugi might have been a woman, Wikipedia claims. There is enough circumstantial evidence that it's more compelling than the idea the world is flat. But it's interesting trivia about a very famous Japanese military figure, sometimes called the God of War. So I thought, I've done man Kenshin, let's draw woman Kenshin, because I have a Pecha Kucha to fill. Yeah, true story. So I started doing a bit more, underlaying for this. Really, the question was how much of this was actually going to make it into the finished image. Very little. I really do need to tighten up my construction lines so that they actually help me construct things. So just the idea here was, let's draw Kenshin as a woman, not overly feminine, but not so masculine that you just think it's a feminine man. I guess that's Kenshin 3 I could have got onto, but I'll leave that to the Sengoku Basara guys. So again with this, I flipped it both ways while working on it. Added some grey to just, it's just a simple, easy way, I think, to add a bit of depth. I'm not sure if it's quite what I want to get out of it, but at the end of the day, it's a style that might end up being a style because it's not so difficult to deal with or produce time-wise. And yes, October is coming. It's very, very almost here, and Inktober is October. This is going to be my most productive month of the year. No surprise there. Last year was great. I dip in and out of the list as I feel like it. I'm trying very hard to not actually look at the words. I want it to be a surprise on the day, and then I just say, no, we'll see. So that's my plan for the future. I'm going to try and use the increased workflow of this month to generate more work per month going forward. We will see how that goes. But that brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 208, and I will see you next time.